one of my all-time favorite actors. I mean, literally hands down, in my top 10 favorite actors, possibly top 5. I haven't really made a list. It's mostly just up here. Of the actors, I really enjoy their performances. He gives it his all in every movie he's in, whether good or bad, and that is Sir Christopher Lee. And you know, I don't get a kick out of making these videos or anything like that, and to be honest, I really don't like making them. But I feel like I have to, or at least I want to, because I want to say something about especially someone that made such an impact on my life, even though I had never met the person once. He has no idea that I existed. And you know, it's the same thing with the other ones, Leonard Nimoy and Robin Williams, because I was up here reviewing one of the series reviews I do, whether you're new to my channel or not, and I got a call from my mother, actually, who was like all over this type of stuff. She said she got a message from one of the news networks saying that Sir Christopher Lee had died today, and it's so sad because that's like that's literally an era of awesomeness gone. He died at the age of 93. He supposedly was going through some respiratory problems, and that's understandable considering his age. But for him to be with us for so long is fascinating. It really is, and he lived an awesome life. You know, for his stuff I already knew about him while he was still alive. A lot of stuff I've written down just so I can state it here for how awesome his life was, and there are some new stuff here that I actually didn't know, you know, which I found out. I've seen him in so many movies, so I got used to him through that. I think the first thing I actually know him from was, of course, Lord of the Rings. You know, we all know him as Saruman, and Saruman the White. You know, he even did some of the voice works, I think, for the video games too, for Lord of the Rings stuff. Even the Lego one, I think he did the voice of Saruman in that. So that's fantastic. So that is actually the other thing I know him from, is the video games. And if you're a Kingdom Hearts fan like me, you know him as Ansem the Wise in Kingdom Hearts 2 or Kingdom Hearts 358 Days, the original. Not the one on the HD collection, but that's a whole nother story. And he was an amazing man. He really was. And he will be missed. He will be missed. So I made a list of stuff that he actually did, which is freaking awesome. I got some of the stuff off of Facebook, but let me just read some of the list off here. He served in the Special Forces in World War II. He played a James Bond villain. I didn't even know that. He was a big Lord of the Rings fan. He supposedly even met Tolkien himself. He always wanted to play Gandalf. Of course, they gave it to Sir Ian McKellen, which is fine because Ian McKellen is fantastic too. We all know him as Dracula, and he played as Count Dooku in the Star Wars series. Made hundreds of films over a 70-year career. That is incredible. Can literally continue acting until his death. Did almost all his own stunts, and supposedly he was an accomplished fencer. So he took fencing. I didn't even know that. He spoke 7 languages. That's crazy. Talented singer. Yeah, he liked heavy metal. He actually did some albums in the 90s. I knew about that. He was knighted in 2009. I knew about that. Direct descendant of Charlemagne. Really? You got descendants over. Oh, that's pretty amazing. And he was married to the same woman since the 1960s. So that is a fantastic life, fantastic accomplishments here. And there was, like I said before, there's a lot of movies I've seen him in, such as Dracula. We already said the Lord of the Rings movies. I did not know he was in the original Wicker Man. We know he's in the Hobbit movies as well. Just finished the last Hobbit movie. The original Mummy, I did not know that. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, I knew that. Hugo, I knew that he had a small cameo there. Sleepy Hollow, I knew that too. Corpse Bride, I knew that too, so I'm in that. Alice in Wonderland, knew that too. This guy was absolutely amazing. Original Hamlet, I knew that one too. Sherlock Holmes, The Gordon, The Mummy. You know, some of these stuff are really old movies. The Three Musketeers, I knew that too. He's in that. Some of these are really old movies because he's been acting for over 70 years. So when you see a lot of this stuff, you're just like, oh wow, I didn't know he was in that. Gremlins 2, I forgot he was in that. The Golden Compass, I forgot he was in that. You know, but I can't remember his Gremlins 2 or Golden Compass that well. Okay, Gremlins 2 I can remember better. Golden Compass, I remember it being mediocre, which is probably why I don't remember him being in that, but they say that here. Really, really amazing man. And Dark Shadows, I hated that movie, but he wasn't that. Really, really accomplishing man. He did so much in his life, and he got to live a very beautiful life, and I'm sure he was satisfied with how his life went. Of course, you know, we would have loved another year of him being on this earth, but at the same time, you can't predict everything, and you surely can't predict death. And it's sad to see him go. It really is. He is a fantastic actor. I enjoyed almost every performance he was in. Even if he was voice acting, you can tell, like, that's Christopher Lee. You know, it's great. There's only one other actor that's still alive today. He's an older actor too, who kind of reminds me of Christopher Lee. Actually, a good bit now. I'm not gonna say his name, but because I don't want anything to happen to anybody else, so I'm not gonna say any other actor's name. But he reminds me a lot of Christopher Lee. I never necessarily grew up with this guy. It was sort of like later on in life. Like I said, when the first Lord of the Rings came out, which was like, what, 1999, 2001, and when the first Lord of the Rings movie came out, that's when I knew who he was. So beforehand, I actually didn't know who he was, even though he did like a lot of heavy metal music and everything. But that's understandable. Even he himself said that I'm known by my own generation and the newer generation. So he knew that he had fans that was, you know, obviously way younger, you know, around my age or so, that didn't necessarily grow up with him, but was inspired by him and seen a lot of his work. And that's what it is. I've seen a lot of his work. May he rest in peace, man. May he rest in peace. This is good. This is a short one. Like I said, I really don't like doing these videos. My mother said to me, you get really emotional when these actors seem to pass away and die off. You know, everyone dies and stuff like that. Yeah, I know. And she also said you never met them before. That's true. That's true. But just because you don't meet someone, especially someone famous, that doesn't mean that they didn't have an impact on your life as some type of influence. And he did. He did. He showed me what good acting is, even in the face of really bad movies. The Star Wars prequels, he can still act. You know, it's just when you don't give a bad performance. He even said himself, you know, even if you're going to be in bad movies, you shouldn't give a bad performance. And this man has never given a bad performance. He's one of the only actors I know that can give a continuously good performance after good performance, regardless of whatever he's in, even if the movie is total crap. Some movies may be crap, or some movies may be hits. This man still managed to keep his dignity, and that's what I love about him. He didn't stoop down to that level or try to be too over the top. That's fantastic. Not much else to say. Not much else to say. Sir Christopher Lee, you will be missed. May you rest in peace. God bless you, man. God bless you. All right, guys. SoranotRoxas, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care.